Welcome to our international podcast, folks. Let us know if you're reading us loud and clear from your end. Of course, you're tuned in to Below the Belt, and I'm yours truly, and I'm joined here by MP Drew Finance as well, who's going to be co-hosting. The co-host, Drew Finance, is here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. What's going on, Jaron?
I am good too. Thanks for asking. Good to see each and every one of you out there, good folks, wherever around the world you're joining us from. Welcome. Chinsing Henry is here in SOR. Dean. Michaela Andrews Coates is here too.
I see Dawn is also on.
Don the boat, yeah. What else?
Dawn finished sharing. Dawn and playing.
Don done share. Michaela says
Dawn, you
loud and
finished
clear.
sharing?
Wayne Liddell says loud and clear. Robin Morgan says loud and clear. Loud and clear. Uh-huh.
Guys, let me know how is your day going so far as we get all the shares up to date. I see Roxanne Garway is in with us. I see Chinsing Henry is also here with us.
And folks, a short while ago, at a primary school in Port of Spain called Rose Hill Primary, they were reporting an active shooting at Rose Hill Primary in Port of Spain. East Dry River, this is just as you're heading into Port of Spain. They are reporting, or were reporting at least an hour ago, within the last hour, an active shooting situation there. And we saw some imagery of children face down on the ground and classrooms closed and barricaded and so on, as an active shooting situation was on the way there at Rose Hill Primary. Dry River, East Dry River, Port of Spain, and we can bring you more of that in a subsequent broadcast. Reader.
Too close to home.
Yeah.
Too close to home. That's what I can say about that. Absolutely crazy. I think that the situation there is, like I've been saying, it's a lot out of control when it comes to the crime rate and all of that. But when you hear about schools, a shooting near schools, by schools, that's just crazy.
Correct.
I think that's something that's comfortable for any parent to have to listen to, even if your child is not in that specific school,
Chinsing Henry says, this world is not our own. We're just passing through. Yep. My treasures are laid up somewhere beyond the blue. Yeah. Carol Fortune, good to see you on the broadcast. Good to see Candidaline Indigit as well, and Savitri Rose. Good to see Yolanda Thomas. Yvonne Ramasar. Good to have you here with us. Yeah, like hearing George says it. Something deep there. Delon Frank, we see you as well. Debbie Hohenkirk, trust you all are great. Good to see you. Mayborn King and Eric Williams. Good to have you. I see Dolly Anderson Linton. Gotta get the eyes tested here, boy. Dolly Anderson Linton.
The old Stephanie.
Yeah, that's how it's going. Folks, we got an update on Kaki Amsterdam. We're going to bring that to you in just a little bit. We're going to share that update with you. Kaki was released yesterday on his own recognizance after being detained by this police state. Was released on his own recognizance after protesting, having to pay $20,000 bail. Released on his own recognizance. We caught up with Kaki a little earlier today, and we're going to bring that to you. an update as to how he's doing.
Okay. I look at the Kaki Amsterdam
Yeah.
situation there, and I have to say that they continue to push. I think the administration continue to push and push and push. And even the person of interest today, Miss Tamika Clark, attorney Tamika Clark, that is, it shows the length at which things have gone, the level of devastation that we
Uh-huh.
are facing right now.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Freedom
Correct.
of speech, as in the case of Kaki Amsterdam. I know Kaki is out there, he's doing his thing. We see protests, Sherrod. We have witnessed protests throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
Kaki out there didn't do any harm to anybody, you know? Just yesterday, I was passing by the police station, and there's a shop just up the road from it, blasting the most vulgar music, loud, loud, loud. I had to be apologizing profusely to my 7-year-old for the content of the music that's blasting, because you pull up there, you stopped at traffic, and your child have to hear that the police ain't going about fixing that. That's over the road. I kid you not, from the police station. But I say that to say it's a political directive what occurred there with Kadaki.
Correct.
They were politically directed to go
Correct.
and do that.
Correct. And we're going to hear from him in just a little bit forth. Politically directed. That's how them boys is work. Savage Rizal, Robin Morgan, you know them boys. Candidate in the JIT. That's how them boys stay. That is how them boys stay. You hear me? That's how them boys are. Gene Williams,
Mm.
you talk, you end up in problems. That's a police state.
That's
That's a dictatorship.
they want to drive fear into the hearts and the minds of Guyanese. That's the intent, that's the aim. They want to drive fear into the hearts and minds of Guyanese. And for the persons that they know they cannot drive fear into, they try to cripple you economically so that you would not be able to survive. That is their modus operandi.
Mm-hmm.
That's the PVP all wrapped up for you. That's who they are.
Yep, yep, yep. But we're going to keep pressing forward, folks. We are going to be pressing forward. This struggle is not a day, If it was a day, we wouldn't call it a struggle.
Mm.
Yeah, so you're feeling good. Tomorrow going to be better. But the struggle, folks, day in, day out, Marlon Lorman and all the other folks joining us, it's real. The struggle is real. And for folks like us, it's a slippery slope with these jacobats and trench crappos. Slippery serpents they are. And like Kaki Amsterdam said, and you'll hear it in just a bit, we can keep standing, we can keep being out there, doing what we got to do. Who vex? Go for a swim.
Mm.
Take your time and hold your breath. Who vex? Vex. Folks, our person of interest today is attorney at law Jamaica Clark. Last week, the Jacobins and the trench crappos tried with Jamaica. Didn't get through. Again, free speech. Constitution, what name, sir? She was duly entitled by the Constitution of this country a certain course of action. She advised her client accordingly. And Jamaica Clark, attorney at law Jamaica Clark, was arrested. Look, we're going downhill fast. We're going downhill fast, folks. Very, very fast. Downhill we're going. We're going to be talking a little bit more. We had some developments in that. And we're going to be sharing that with you in just a little bit too. But good to have you, Mona Moore and Gwyneth Anderson. Don Morgan, good to see you as well. Good to see Candy Inderjit and all the other folks who are joining us from around the world, guys. Let us know what you're having for lunch so we can know if you're going to start buying bag or what have you. Things tight. Things tight. I ain't going to start with that. I can ask you. Not going to start with it. Let us know what you're having for lunch, folks. And let us know what the weather is like where you are as well. Ain't too bad, wrong way. We tell you that. According to weather.com, that's our favorite place to check in for what's happening outside. It's 30 degrees outside. Judy said they say it feels like 37.
Lynn,
right?
I don't get into
Yeah,
these discussions, what it is and what it feels like.
11%, 11% chance is gonna rain. Well, they're judging you from your looks. They said
Mm,
11%. It's 37 degrees outside because it is outside, so it feels like 37.
mm.
Yeah,
I add to the heat.
you add to the heat.
It
You
heats up the
you heat
place.
things up.
And
That's
that's a good
how
way.
that's how you do
That's a
it.
good way of putting it over.
It's a good thing. But folks, we really want to encourage you guys. You come every day, you eat up your food, tea for lunch, and you go and you wipe your mouth. Partner with me, man. Left a tip there. Shuck. I know some of you we have bring down your blood pressure. Save you thousands in medication when the month of the year come. Left a little frack when you're buying it. Then you know that's how we see it colloquially. I can see them jackass and cuss it right there. Right? But you cut. We can talk and you're gonna cut for song bites. Folks, partner with us so that we can keep on keeping on. So that we can keep on keeping on. Partner with we folks. Unfortunately, we don't run on water. Unfortunately, and I want to get it out of the way very, 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 very quickly. We don't run on water, unfortunately. And so we're encouraging you folks to partner with us. Partner with we good folks. So we can keep on keeping on. We're available via Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, In the Ring, MMG, MoneyGram, Western, you name it. All for your convenience. We don't want to say it in a braggadocious way, but we're available on YouTube as well. You can contribute via YouTube indigenously. You see the bottom of the comment section on YouTube, those of you who are there, got a dollar sign. You click that, takes you to where you need to go so that you can contribute to our program and keep us going. Folks, this is our anniversary, but 2 years we out here. Drita, can you believe that?
I can't believe
Oh
it
my
actually.
God.
Time
Two
has flown by
years
fast. You could believe you survived the
we out
POP
here.
for 2
We have
years.
survived it.
Jesus.
Outtalk them
Mm,
for 2 years. You see? Now they got a set of shows on social media now trying to counteract. That
temporary.
then got a show. He had about 200 watching the other night.
Saturday has a show.
That in what's his first name again? Sanjeev. That in thanks for answering me. Sanjeev.
He had a show.
You
No,
got the own show.
I
Everybody
didn't
now
see
got a
that.
show.
I
You
didn't
got a
see
show.
that.
You got a show. Sanjeev got a show. Got about 200 watching it. I
Mm.
said Suzanne Rodriguez. She ain't got enough ministerial work. She got show.
Rodriguez, not Rodriguez.
Susan
Oh, okay, I know.
Rodriguez.
Oh God, Lord, I forgot that's her name indeed.
Sonia Parag, Susan Rodriguez. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
My goodness.
Yeah. She got a show. She had about
Sarah
6 or 7
said the
watching.
F is.
She had 6 or 7 watching she did a day per hour. Right? She got enough government work for do.
You
2 years we out here, folks.
Sarah, you know when they have the shows, what it says, right? It says that somebody pulling them in some meetings and say, "Y'all got them people beating y'all with
Mhm.
messaging and they all this and then
Mhm.
and DPI ain't doing a good work and
Yeah, we gotta
Chronicle
do
ain't
it
doing a
yourself
good
now.
work and SC ain't doing a
Now,
good
not only they doing the good work, they're wasting taxpayers' money over there. Let me go and hear myself. You see that?
Basically, that's what they're doing.
And counteract what the coalition doing
I
out
could,
there.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that's what I say. You know. So 2 years we out here, folks. I think y'all can trust us with a few shillings. We want to be here for another 2. But we ain't gonna do it without your help, your love, and your support. Every cent, folks, goes towards keeping our programs going. Right? 2 years we outside. Sun and rain, snow, digging tunnel to Chedijagan International Airport or no digging tunnels. We out here. You see that? Dog barking in the residence of the High Commissioner to India or no dog barking. We out here. You see that? We out here, folks. That being said, we're outside as we normally are. The magistrate's court. We caught up with Kaki Amsterdam today for an update. What's going down with these jagabats trying with you now? Arresting him for having a loudspeaker, some foolishness, always abusing the law. Always. Folks, we call up with Kaki Amsterdam, and here's what he told us. Here's what he said to us. No, sir. What does it mean to charge under the Public Ordinance Act? Is it different from this using the bullhorn charge? Or it's under that act? That's what. All right, we're going to have some audio for you in just a second. We're going to dial it back, folks. We're going to dial it back. And we're going to have some audio for you. We're going to have some audio for you in just a few. We want you to hear what was said. We're going to have some audio for you in just a sec. In just a sec. Is this the audio source in the other thing? In just a sec, we're going to have some audio for you. And we're going to dial back there in just a second, folks. But again, before we come back to Kaki, just want to remind you, we're going to be talking about a churn in law to make a chase and some developments where this is concerned. And we're going to be talking about the foolishness and how people are viewing us beyond the shore. It's not nice at all. The impression people are having of this country.
Embarrassing.
Brace yourself for that. But first, folks, Kaki Amsterdam. Kaki, a very good morning.
Hey, Sheriff, morning.
You on the protest line yesterday. Yeah. The police came out there. Take us from there.
Well, the police came out. As usual, I was out there, like you rightly said. I was using a bullhorn to chant. The police came and told me not to use it unless I have permission. My understanding is that I don't need permission to use a bullhorn. And so I said just that. He threatened to have me arrested and, in fact, effected an arrest. So I was arrested. Yesterday I was taken to the gap, charged, according to them, for noise nuisance. I was eventually released after 2.5 hours on self-recognizance, having refused to pay $20,000 cash bail. So this morning I appeared in court at 8:30. I pled not guilty. This time I'm told that I'm charged under Section 12 of the Public Ordinance Act, or Public Order Act, right? Public Order Act. And so I'm now on bail, $20,000, to return to court on November 30th.
What does it mean you're charged under the Public Ordinance Act? Is it different from this using the bullhorn?
Well, no, the Public Order
Or it's
Act,
under that act?
yes,
That's from good.
The bullhorn charge basically will find itself under the Public Order Act. In short, the Public Order Act, Section 12, speaks to the conditions under which you can use what they consider noisy instrument, right? And while I will not be discussing in depth why I believe they will fail to make that case, I am confident that they will fail to make that case.
What was your treatment like while you were detained? I mean, what spawned this? Police in just in that area looking for bullhorn. You think this came from higher? It was instructions?
Of course, listen, we live in a repressive state. There's no doubt about that. You know, not so long ago, Gail Teixeira spewed a lot of bile about those of us who are challenging this apartheid, challenging this discriminatory government. 48, 72 hours ago. Rickford Burke had that forum on Sunday, right? She responded maybe Monday, Tuesday. And so, naturally, my arrest will come as no surprise. My arrest will come as no surprise.
The vex.
Especially, exactly, the vex, and the vex bad. When I got to Brickdam Police Station, I'm arrested for something that is bailable. Immediately you can get station bail. The normal procedure is that the station sergeant decides on station bail. But this station sergeant at Brickdam had to, when I requested bail, had to go to higher authorities. It took more than 1 hour before the station
Wow.
sergeant could have decided to grant me bail,
Wow.
right? And so,
On a bailable offense.
yes, you don't need, well, a looking glass perhaps to see that this has a whole lot of political machinations. It's a simple thing.
Yeah. What happens next? You have the protest line?
Excuse me.
The people gonna want to know. You have the protest
I am
line?
saying to every citizen in this country, it's not my first arrest for protest. If you remember, maybe a year ago, I was arrested in front of the Ministry of Education for protest. That charge was thrown out, right? Because again, the police couldn't make the case. And so I'm arrested again. And I've always been on the protest line from that arrest to now. And I intend to be on the protest line. If a protest is called tomorrow,
Yeah.
I intend to be on
Yeah.
the protest line. And let me say, Sherrod, I intend also to use a bullhorn. Right? I mean, my lawyers and so on might very well advise me not to use a bullhorn until the determination of this case.
But as it stands.
Right? But as I'm standing here, I'm prepared to go use a bullhorn because I think it is within my right. And I'm not in breach of any law.
Yeah. Kaki, you're out there, you see this country moving in a certain direction. You think these boys distracted? You got men drilling into the airport, digging tunnel into the airport. You got bandits robbing people robbing a super bet in Region 6 just overnight. And it's you they're worried about with a bullhorn.
Very well. And listen, if they're talking about nice nuisance in bullhorn, I've been sending videos because on a daily basis, I get videos from residents in Sheriff Street highlighting their suffering
Yeah.
from noise nuisance from 2 fast food joints,
Yeah.
Lisa's and Tastes Shots. And I resorted, after I'm talking about it and nobody's listening apparently, I resorted to sending these videos to Divisional Commander McBean and a number I have for Clifton Aiken.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And
But
you
here
know,
it is, I'm on a protest line.
yeah,
I'm exercising my
Yeah.
democratic right.
yeah. And far away from GCOM, certainly you're not affecting the staff working.
Exactly. I'm
All right?
being charged for the use of a
Yeah.
weapon.
And, you know, as we're standing here in front of the court this morning, we got more noise perhaps from the vehicles in front here than the bullhorn.
Very well. The boom boom boxes.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of things that are making much more noise than a bullhorn. Right? A bullhorn is not 100 watt. A bullhorn is not 50 watt. And so as far as I know, it doesn't even fall under a concern for noise nuisance. So I don't understand, except that we're living in, I can't say strange political times, because we've seen the DPP at work already. We saw them gunned down
Yeah.
from Ewing
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
use of a bullhorn.
Yeah.
That is what he was carrying his message with, a bullhorn. So maybe they got this aversion, this fear of bullhorns.
Kaki, this is quite interesting, these developments, because as you said, we're coming out of a weekend where in the diaspora, you had this town hall meeting, quite a lot of influential American officials were there, one of which is the U.S. Attorney General for New York, Letitia James. And she said what she heard there was quite concerning. Gail Teixeira, as you mentioned, came out with a statement saying they were tricked, none of that happening, but then they arrest you here.
The evidence is there. What else are you looking for? It doesn't happen. We have an open government. It doesn't happen. We don't repress anybody. But less than 72 hours, a political activist is arrested for
Yeah.
the use of a bullhorn. The
Yeah.
Americans know how often they see bullhorns in use.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The world knows how often people protest with bullhorns, and they're not arrested.
And we're saying that we're progressive.
Yes.
But I think, and I want to know if you share the same impression, part of the strategy is to tie up the activists in litigation, frighten you.
You know, just last evening I was saying to a friend of mine, these charges are simply to do just that, intimidate people and waste your time. Because the police, leave the police to do their jobs. The police knows, right, that they can't make these cases. But the politicians are giving them instructions, arrest and charge. waste their time in court. And I will always repeat, the second resident, I will always repeat something Henry Green said to me. This is the former commissioner of police. There was a matter and he told me, he said, Mr. Amsterdam, you only call this person's name. By the time they could prove their innocence, they're going to be in Camp Street long enough to give you satisfaction. That is how police and politicians operate in this country. Right? $20,000 bail for station bail, to suggest 20,000 station bail is punitive. So before you even prove my guilt, you're penalizing me.
Yeah. Remind us, when is the next court appearance?
The 30th of November is the next court appearance.
At the end of the month. End of the month.
Yes.
All right. We wish you every success, sir.
I wish Guyanese would stand up against this dictatorship that we faced. I'm repeating the call. Guyanese should come out and continue to protest for a clean voters list, and most importantly, they should protest the hosting of any elections with a bloated vote.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yep. So you heard it there, folks. You heard it there. Kaki Amsterdam, he was just bailed, and we caught up with him. Give us an overview. What's going on? What's happening? Where the matter is at? Branchu King, we see you there, and Chris Kippins, we see you there as well. All the other folks joining us, Brenda Casey and Marilyn Lorimer, Anna Gordon, good to see you as well. You know, this is trial by fire, folks, but it is what it takes to be an activist, is what it takes to be a concerned citizen in this country. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Kaki is absolutely correct with what he said. It's those tactics are to intimidate, and he described something there that actually looking at bail and at the level of the station. You have the sergeant right there. You can look at after, but his matter now can't be dealt with there because they have to seek permission from higher authorities to actually get that done. That's a very serious situation. I think that embodies and describes what is referred as a police state.
Yep.
That's the way in which it is done.
No independence to do professional police work. No independence. Yep.
That's crazy. And he did say, and as you were speaking, I remember, sure, that you were highlighting the very same issue of noise nuisance, particularly there on Sheriff Street. Where is the activism? People are crying out, Where is the activism of the police to actually go and get that under control? When you see all of these things and you add it up and you line it up, you have to be really stupid to not get the clear picture.
Mm-hmm.
This is a system in which the P.O.I administration is actively trying to silence anyone that speaks out against them. And they're using any means necessary to accomplish that. But their two main efforts and action is geared towards fear, intimidation, and also economically crippling persons. That's what they do. That's how they operate.
Correct.
It is the most dictatorial actions that any government can undertake, and that is how they're operating.
Correct. I see some folks asking about bail. Though bail was initially set, Kaki was released on his own recognizance. That's the phrase I was looking for. Released on his own recognizance. Well, folks, we caught up with one of our own ardent viewers and listeners of our programs out there lending support to Kaki. Run the lane. We called with Run the Lane outside of the magistrate courts and saw her thoughts too on what is happening. And Rhonda gave us quite a mouthful, folks. Quite a mouthful. We're so grateful for her contribution. This is Rhonda Lane outside Joshua Magistrates Court speaking on the arrest of Kaki Amsterdam. Folks, and we have with us this morning the one and only Rhonda Lane. If you know Rhonda, you know Rhonda, and don't concern you. But Rhonda is with us. She's outside of the court here, the Magistrates Court in Georgetown. She came out to support activist Kaki Amsterdam. Rhonda, what did you make of this arrest of Miss Amsterdam?
I can put myself in Mr. Amsterdam's place. Because if you could remember, a few short months ago, I was being arrested the same way like how Kaki was being arrested on the charge of cybercrime. So when you hear people who try to be in the struggle, trying to fight for a better way in Guyana in this installed regime, a new apartheid state, we should come out and give strength to our brothers and sisters in the struggle. I could have been at home today lying down sleeping, but I choose to come out and give solidarity to Kadaki. Because many persons and all the lives would keep saying, boots on the ground, we want protest, boots on the ground. And when time comes like these, they don't go out on the protest, number one. And when you see a court story, many of the few persons who brave to go out and protest would fall away. Yesterday on the protest when Kadaki was being captured, when the police came up him to take him away, there was a woman who lives in the States and she had on her phone, she could have done a live video and she was streaming it live and letting it go back to the States. Because many of our relatives in the States would say, oh, y'all sit down in Guyana, y'all don't do nothing. But when you see a swarm of police pull up on you with guns, you gotta be afraid.
Yep.
Because you don't know, because one of the police, he was putting his hand on his gun all the time. And I became fearful. And when you saw the people like from Ring and Leon Boston, you have to be afraid. And then the thing is that I live on the West Coast. When I got home, I heard that the chief, not the chief, the installed president went to visit Guyana. Well, he went with his normal entourage, about 5 busloads of people, and there were a few sprinkling of Africans at the ball field to see what they could get as a matter of hamper. So that is it.
Wow. What I heard you talk about people who would say boots on the ground, but seem a little more timid by this administration. What is your own encouragement to them?
My encouragement to them is that we have got to show our strength as people in a struggle. And if you don't want to show strength, you can't expect others to come and help you. Look over the weekend with this big Rasta man, how he was souping up to the installed president.
I would yell. I would yell.
That shows that many of our people who are supposed to show strength behave in this way. And if you would look at a man like Leon Saul and hear him behaving in the way he behaved,
You're going to be misguided.
You as a woman would not want to take up and go there. And on the protest line is many women must be there. Few men are there to give us the strength. So we have got to study. That's why you see there are a lot of single parent homes with women because men fall away from the task of being men. Because if you look at Leon Saul, you know something is wrong with him.
Yeah. Thanks very much for your comment, Rhonda.
Okay.
Thank you. Yep. Rhonda herself, folks. Rhonda Lane, the one and only. You can always depend on Rhonda, but many folks will fail you. Many folks can say, I would yell.
Oh my goodness. Not Rhonda.
Rhonda is a true soldier.
You know, if you need courage and strength and encouragement, I don't think you would have to look to a better person than Rhonda. Rhonda shows up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And she
Always out
always
there.
calls the folks out,
Yeah.
you know. She says, "Y'all always
Without fear or
talking."
favor.
Yep. Rhonda different.
I think we got to vote Rhonda for local government. Send Rhonda those places to represent their interests.
But I would have sent her on if the list was clean.
It was a clean list.
It was a clean list.
But we
I ain't sent her on with
no dirty list.
Not that
No
list.
Coons nastiness list.
Of course not.
Nope. We ain't gonna have it. But folks, Again, our person of interest today is attorney at law, Jamaica Clark. Arrested last week, folks. As you know, why?
For exercising her right and to for giving her client advice to remain silent.
Yeah.
This is the country that we're living in.
Yeah, a democratic right. A democratic right. Well, we got an update on that. It's moving forward. You know, this government no label. There's the good, and then they just run out and do foolishness. Good. Well, Judah, what's happening with this matter thus far?
But it has moved from from a national embarrassment to a regional embarrassment and an international embarrassment.
How so?
I think that everyone, this is not a light matter. And I think when Nigel, you spoke on the matter, you would understand the gravity of what is going on there, like what went on, what transpired. This is not just any simple thing. It is a very, very serious, dangerous, scary place. It's a dark place. This is when Guyana went to another level of darkness, when Suku could arrest an attorney at law for doing her job.
Wow.
Well, I see the Jamaican Bar Association has issued a statement.
The Jamaica Bar Association?
Yeah. I'm a little late with it, but they did issue a statement apparently. But we're picking this up. I know 2 hours ago it was actually published on Facebook, but I see that statement there dated as 28th of October. And basically they issued a statement on the arrest of Guyanese attorney at law Tamika Clark, and very disturbed. I must say the wording of this statement speaks to how disturbed they are at what went on here. And as Guyanese, particularly persons that love to defend the PPP and their vile, crass actions, what do they say to all of these things? Are they proud of these things? I don't get it. I don't get how people can still defend the body that represents this,
Defend the indefensible?
Yep.
And folks, again, a statement coming out of the Jamaica Bar Association. And I'm going to read some portions of it for you so that you might have valid, credible information. Share the live, folks. Smash that emoji button as you read it and partner with us as well. According to this statement issued by the Jamaica Bar Association, according to this statement, folks, it says here the arrest of attorney at law Tamika Clark in Guyana on Thursday, October 28th, after she advised her client to remain silent during the course of a criminal investigation, is an attack on the fundamental principle of the rule of law. The arrest of the attorney for advising her client to remain silent during the investigation is an attack on the fundamental principle of the rule of law. That's the Jamaica Bar Association. They go on to say here, Jamaica Director, we condemn this action and are very concerned about the assault on the legal profession. We condemn this action and are very concerned about this assault on the legal profession. All you hear story here? You all hear story here? It is being deemed as an assault. The Bar Association here got frightened for talk. This kind of strong language because they got to eat a bread. But not the Jamaica Bar Association. They said this is an assault on the legal profession. It is a clear departure from the Constitution of Guyana, which enshrines the right to silence in the course of a criminal investigation. In the course of a criminal investigation, consistent with the advice of counsel in the matter. She ain't do nothing wrong. This is what the people saying. So this is an assault on the legal profession. And the folks listening to us around the world, the Jamaica Bar Association in this press statement go on to say this. You got to brace yourself over now. This gross encroachment, I think I know where these people's Bible dictionary from. This gross encroachment by the state, by the PPP regime, this gross encroachment by the state has the result of undermining the rule of law, and we shall remain carefully attentive in this cause. Now, where did I hear this before? Like I heard this recently, right? This undermining, right? This bringing the administration of justice into disrepute, like I heard it recently. I hope the CCJ reading this. Undermining, it has the result of undermining the rule of law, and we shall remain carefully attentive in this cause. It goes on to say here that the Jamaica Bar Association stands with our colleague while we wait on the official position of the Guyanese Commissioner of Police. Well, you know, he waiting on the instructions too. He waiting on the official position of the government to be handed to him if he ever says anything on the matter. Folks, we heading down a steep slope fast and in a hurry.
It's dangerous. It's nasty. It's dark, like I said. I think that's the only word.
This gross encroachment. I love the language of the law. This is some FNS diplomatically, legally acceptable. This encroachment. This is how them boys in the street say, wait your... This encroachment by the state has the result of undermining the rule of law. Jesus of mercy. In which 5 years of the Granger-led administration, before them boys mix up them box on the East Coast and so on, kick out all them statutory documents and count all them invalid votes, in which year of the Granger-led administration you saw something like this? You saw something like this. One, you got the CCJ, the Attorney General, the CCJ told us last week, wasn't last year, has brought the entire administration of justice of the office of the AG and the CCJ into disrepute. And this week, oh, sweet Jesus, the Jamaica Bar Association says the police conduct has the result of undermining the rule of law. If the police undermining the rule of law, if the police not obeying what the Constitution is saying, what's to happen to the rest of we? They ain't talking about Sherrod, Churita, they ain't talking about Aubrey. They're saying the police force as directed by the PPP, the state. Any paragraph in this statement is an indictment of this government. Any paragraph you take, any paragraph. And if you get a man going and say, to analyze with you, Jesus. Folks, I know some of you listening out there, you're going to vex with me. I'm going to raise your pressure now. I'm going to raise your pressure. David Granger, history will deal with him differently than we have seen him. The man in a country, and throughout a process, you hear me? When the first result was issued, Granger could say he's president and move forward. You hear me? When the first result was issued, when the first one, he said, I will be obedient to the Constitution. David Granger went to recount. You hear me? You can't reproach the man's integrity. In 2 short years, you got a whole bar association in Jamaica. I ain't telling you about the PPP Bar Association. The Jamaica Bar Association got some legal luminaries and some heavyweights. That aside, you got the CCJ. Again, people who are carving out a jurisprudence for this region, case after case. In 1 week, look at the actions of this government and their agents and came to some scaling conclusion. Any right-thinking government, the commissioner of police, they done resign. Soku held Karen Bash, they done gone home. Irfan will be on the way out. Not them boys. The more controversial then is the more you see Irfan and then Amstel, Irfan and Linden. Why? They got to distract. And then some of you, for a fistful of dollars, I with y'all. Handing these jagabats the opportunity to say, I is hungry bellies. Folks, I rather suck salt through a wooden spoon. As we used to say back in the days, them big folks. Well, who were big when I was young? I'd rather suck salt through a wooden spoon. I'd rather come out politics completely before I turn an eye to them jagabats and trench crappos. 5 years. Not an attorney could say they had their rights violated. For 5 years, a water cannon didn't fire a rubber bullet, didn't leave the chamber of a gun, nor a tear gas canister. You know, a lot of people say, that's the problem with Granger. He let them boys get off easy. But it's either a country of laws or it's a country of lawlessness. Which is it going to be? I know some of y'all cuss Granger. You said Granger should have hold on longer. But oh God, them PPP people shameful so when they see the nonsense. 5 years in opposition, then teach these jagabats and trench crappos nothing. And in 2 years, look at them. It's the same PPP. Same PPP. Same PPP. Nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing about their conduct has changed. This is the Jamaica Bar Association. I can see everyone saying to the Bar Association in Jamaica, where were you during the protracted period of our elections? I didn't see nothing come out from y'all. Yeah? But that was a legal process we were in. And I heard Granger, much to my own dismay, time and again, I will abide by the constitution of this country. Not them boys. Look what the Jamaica Bar Association wrote about them. This is a clear departure from the constitution of this country. It is a clear departure. Oh, this is, but for the people they're hearing, you've done well, Irfan, when they read this. You see that?
You know, with all of this, Cheryl, with everything that you're saying,
Jesus.
Anil Nandlal is still going out there beating his own chest, pretending like it's all good, like he's representing
Yes.
a good administration,
Yeah.
that like his actions are okay.
Yeah.
You know, when I listen to him, it's like he does not see the problem.
That's a tragedy.
You know? How
That
do
is
you
a
not
tragedy.
see the problem? Right? They pretend and pretend and pretend that they believe that if they go out there and they push the propaganda and the disinformation, then it's going to reach enough ear for them to get
Yeah.
away with it. That's what they try to do.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen like that. They were not prepared to deal with all of the information that is out there. They were not prepared for the information age. That's what they're dealing with, and they are struggling. They are struggling because how do you deal with access to information at the level of 2022 when you are
Yeah.
corrupt, when the administration
Corrupt to
is
the
corrupt?
core. Not just corrupt. Corrupt to the core.
Prior to 2015, this matter, Attorney Tamika Clark being arrested, that matter
Unheard of.
would not have been heard of.
Unheard
But
of.
this is 2022. This is
And then bites come back.
2022. And this is an information age. We have statements coming out right now from the Jamaican Bar Association. They were not prepared to deal with these things. That's why they're sending police out to arrest Kaki Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Because he's speaking and people are listening.
Because they're weak.
Because when they know when he goes on his live, people tune in to listen
Yeah.
to what he has to say. That's why they have an issue with you. Because when you speak, people listen to
They're
what you have
wicked.
to say. So they have you up the court step. They're going to have Kaki up the court. That's what they do. That's how they operate.
Wicked people.
The eyes of the world upon them, they do not care.
Yeah. Yeah.
They make people want to pack up and leave.
Mhm.
They're trying to rid Guyana from Guyanese.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Hand it to the black belly sheep, hand it to the Afghans, hand it to the Brahman bulls, and the dwarf coconuts.
The lines at the passport office going to start to mount again.
Lord of mercy.
Everybody looking for a visa, people trying to run away from a country that is supposed to be the fastest growing economy in this hemisphere. What is going on?
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yep. 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 We're going to keep on keeping on. We're going to keep on keeping on, folks. And who vex? Vex. And who vex lose? It's a wicked administration and regime. And we ain't got no apologies.
Goodness.
Gracious.
Charnas Prasad still happens, Sheriff. That still happens
Yeah.
too.
We ain't talk Charandas. Charandas cuss out the professor. You know? Oh my God. The decadence and decay that come with the PPP. That some of y'all can go and put your ex there, boggles the mind.
The one
But each
that,
his own.
the other one that assaulted the woman, his name is not
Oh,
coming to
R.C.
me.
Rogers.
That one,
I should ask which one, because the whole string of them in the PPP.
My goodness.
Could I ask which one?
Nothing said from any one of them on this matter.
Nothing.
On the contrary,
Yeah.
they put a mic to his mouth to have him preach the gospel
Yeah.
of the PPP.
Yeah. Hypocrite prayer manic channel say nothing. Hypocrite video person say nothing. Hypocrite! Waldron. Ain't say nothing. Onage. Lying on edge, Waldron.
Yep.
Ain't say nothing. Guilty sharer. You know? What did how did people characterize her from CGID in the release? Old use tie up? Something of that sort. Hypocrites! Hypocrites! Women are being beaten, assaulted by men in the PPP. Nobody can open their mouth. And the other leaders. Father of his mercies.
And we wonder why reports that come from the World Bank would say that 39% of all Guyanese citizens currently reside abroad.
Yeah.
Because the PPP administration make people run from this country.
People don't run from good.
Exactly. People don't run from good.
People don't
run from good.
And all that the diaspora, the PP diaspora talking about how they're good and doing well, they ain't coming home. They ain't coming. You know? You think them people want bandits, you stand up trying to do a little transaction in a business, running the business and rob you? Like they did the super betting for Beast Region 6 yesterday? No. You think when people get robbed and they go to the police and make the complaints, the police say we get involved, that is a private matter. The matter between you and the bandits is a private matter.
And what does Air Finale do about all of this? What does he say? Where is his statement?
He's going to put on the batting pants upside down.
What does he say
We
about
said it
this?
here. A lot of you vexed with me. Because when on the stage whining down and backballing, it's a whining president and a backballing first lady. The young, these problems we got here young too, and if you all let it grow up, young knows we'll be there. We got some young problems, and if we let it grow up, heaven help us. When in 2 short years, a whole country's bar association, a whole region's judicial system, look at you, country, and say, yeah, I'll bring in the whole administration and justice into disrepute. Folks, let me share something with you all. I learned as a young man. And I didn't get the full ramifications of what it meant. You know, Anna Quenlin wrote a book. And it wasn't Anna Quenlin, it was Tia Leone, an actress. She said some books you come to too early. You don't appreciate the mastery of the work you're reading. Some books you come to too early. Some things in life are like that. You come to it too early, some knowledge too early. Looking at a documentary concerning the former First Lady of the US. She's deceased now, Jackie Kennedy. President Kennedy's, John F. Kennedy's wife, Jackie Kennedy. Long after he was assassinated, Jackie Kennedy remarried. Married to a multi-millionaire, billionaire back then. Onassis, I think he was an Egyptian businessman. And so she was known as Jackie Kennedy Onassis. Long after her husband was assassinated and all of that. But it's something the second husband said that stuck with me. Something he said. He said, money don't buy class. Is by tolerance. And that's what the PPP get. Tolerance. People tolerate them. You know why? They got money.
But for how
They
long?
got no class.
But for how long? How long
They
do you
got no
tolerate
decency.
a body that completely tried to muzzle you? How long do you tolerate a police state? How long do you tolerate a system that suppresses you and your family?
Aristotle Onassis was the fella's name. He said money, and he had money. Money don't buy class. It's by tolerance. That is the PPP. There's Trump, and Trump is them. Trump got money. Not as much as he professes he has, but he got a little money. But he got class. Right? You want to see class? Watch Obama. Obama finished his term high. On a high note. Finish his term on a high note. And look classy out there. You know, I saw Dan Rather made a comment the other day. You know, after listening to Obama back on the campaigns, the campaign trail, he says, we forget what a good campaigner he was, but we are reminded on nights like this.
Correct.
The man had class. People talk what they want about Forbes Burnham, the dictator. Thankfully, Kit Nascimento, spoke his heart the other day and gave us a different side from the other side on Forbes Burnham. Talk what you want. Forbes Burnham had class.
Churchillian speaker. And then there's Irfan.
Then they got these guys here.
Take it to the bank.
We stop striving for excellence. And that's why we can lock up Tamika Clark.
We
Because
start
we stop.
accepting less.
Yeah.
We start accepting less.
And temporary is now permanent. God forbid. God forbid. Money don't buy class. See? Jack got money. Yeah? Money. But listen to him. One Norton one is a woman on the head. You should spice it up on Norton head.
Mm.
You would ever hear Obama with that kind of stupidness?
No.
Huh?
Cheese the chalk, sure. Cheese the chalk.
They can't even get the talking points right. If you want give, go on critics. If you want give, go on boardness. Well, you understand what I'm telling you? No proper person in this world would go and sit down and let the ilks a boardness, ask them a question.
Mm.
You got to comport yourself properly. Sorry, a friend the other day swim out from some way. Given what had happened, he was giving a statement. The statement day. A day, so much of a day in the past, that two statements. It's like you roll you out of bed in your pajama, he turn up. To give a statement, just throw back. Look at the AG, we characterized him last Friday evening on our program. Like he inebriated, dark shades, tie loose down, and he talking about the arrest of Jamaica Clark.
The content of that presentation was the
Father.
worst part of it.
Money don't buy class. Money don't buy it. When you listen to regional leaders, Mayor Motley, you hear class. This is not pretense. You can't pretend class. When you hear Keith Rowley next door, Jerry Bonasara was like them. He had no class. Little class come back in Lula de Silva. We got a lot of work to do, folks. We got a lot of work to do. That's why I want y'all know. Right? We got a lot of work to do. You can take the easy way out, and you're going to say, I with y'all.
Or you're going to do the work.
Or we can do the work and protect future generations to come. We might have to spend our money because you know the inequity of the distribution of wealth in this country. But we got to secure some for we children, and their children. Otherwise, we'll be just wicked. Otherwise, we just wicked. And after he said these words, he closed Facebook.
Mm.
Trying to turn a code here, folks. Bible said after Jesus spoke these words, he closed the book. He said, fed up for y'all now. Going back to the Father. Folks, we got a lot of work to do. These boys is not it. Even if you wanted, they say, all right, y'all come in now by invalid votes. You know? A win is a win in politics. A win is a win. However you take it, it's politics. It's not church. It's politics. A win is a win. Even if you want to give them a chance, you had 2 years of them. Starbuck News wrote an editorial 2 mornings ago. We were quoting parts of it. Jesus. Starbuck News examined them in island gas, social sector, health, everything they're failing. I use Starbuck News because you can't say it's propaganda people. It's Duncan and them boys. Starbuck News. And even I have friends fail AL. Thankfully, they got some standard to hold themselves to. They fail AL. We're in a dark place, folks. And only light can drive out the darkness. This is not a one-day event, you know. We will light up a deer and so on. We got to light a deer every day of our existence and drive out the darkness in these boys. And drive it out in myself too. Drive it out in myself. Because I seen some people up close and personal, and I like what's saying. I there with y'all. Right. We got some darkness and we got to drive out. That's all I can say. Pick up the rest this evening. In the ring, folks, pick up the rest this evening. Good to see Irma Holder here and Brenda. Good to see Brenda Moore, that is. Good to see Leslie Charles and Gwyneth Anderson outside as well. Good to see each and every one of you folks. I implore you, good folks, we are trying to come out and meet our responsibilities for last month at our end programs, day after day, week after week, month after month. We're still trying to get over that. We invite your support, we invite your partnership, we invite your generosity to help us to meet our responsibilities that come with doing these programs.
Yep.
Folks, before you go, we're hearing here, hold on, brace yourself over. Brace yourself over. We just gave you what the Jamaica Bar Association said. Brace it over now. The Organization of the Commonwealth Caribbean Bar Associations condemn the arrest of Guyanese lawyer. Say police must be educated. I would add incarcerated too. Organization of the Commonwealth Caribbean Bar Associations condemn the arrest of Guyanese lawyer. Oh, look at them boys gone big. And they trying to convince us that they have improved our international image. Sweet Jesus. You better go and get your cataracts, take out your eye. Go and get your political cataracts, take out your eyes. They have improved the image of this country on the international stage. Money don't buy class. So people can tolerate y'all for a little bit. Right? They can tolerate y'all for a little bit. But money don't buy class. And y'all's not nobody. That's all I can say.
Everyone else, you know, the entire region and the world at large could see what is happening here to be a situation of darkness. And the PPP administration cannot see what they're doing is wrong. They are their own.
But I'm happy, you know. I'm happy because it was the same forces of darkness that brought the light in 2015.
Correct.
So I want to keep going down the road. Don't stop. Don't take heed.
Enough rope to hang themselves.
Yeah.
You know, that's
long rope for Magadog. Yeah, don't stop. Go down the road yourself. Proceed. Go down the road. That's our time, folks, and that's our program. Share the live, smash that emoji button for us, and please, we thank you for your generosity. Partner with us. He's back this evening. Adi?
Have a good day, guys.
Cash App is available, folks. Zelle and PayPal. MMG, MoneyGram and Western Union. Share the live, smash that emoji button, partner with us. That's our time, that's our program.